Well, hi there, everybody, and good morning to meteorologist Travis Kleneski here today. Kind of the quiet before the stormy Tuesday is set to be a very quiet day out there, but that will definitely change for your Wednesday. So let's get into the forecast here. And again, a few clouds this morning, even some fog in southwest Nebraska around the McCook to North Platte area. Otherwise, again, a few of those clouds that will clear out gradually from west to east here. They may hold tough in eastern Nebraska today. So I'm going to stick with partly cloudy skies out around the Lincoln area. Otherwise, more sunshine for the rest of us and fairly mild conditions. Not much wind. Turns out to be a pretty decent day out there. But heading into tonight, increasing clouds, and after midnight, a small chance of showers and isolated thunderstorms. The chances picking up after 3 a.m. towards that 7 o'clock time frame. So pretty decent chance of rain and some thunderstorms, maybe even a couple of stronger storms in eastern Nebraska. Meanwhile, snow starts to develop out west. Now, this will start to gradually push eastward as colder air works its way in. A lot more moisture and warmer air in southeast Nebraska initially before the cold air comes in. That rain-snow line will be very important, but other question marks are how will the warm ground temperatures affect snow accumulation, as well as how warm will it be at the surface temperature-wise anyway, because all that could lead to a lot of melting of snow here. So I think that's going to make it hard for snow to accumulate in central Nebraska, but farther to the west, I think we are going to be seeing some accumulating snowfall here. But if it plays out like you're seeing on this map here, we could be talking about some heavier snow in some cases, maybe some thunder snow out there, and that could certainly impact that forecast and mean heavier snow than anticipated. Keep in mind also, though, winds are going to be very strong tomorrow, so any snow that flies, especially heavier snow, it's going to be very tough to see out there, so travel is not advised when that snow moves in, just in case there. But things will kind of clear up as we head towards the end of the day. By 6 o'clock, we're looking at just a few showers left to the east, more sun out towards the west already by the late afternoon, evening hours before sunrise, and then, we're going to be left with quiet conditions for the rest of the week. But there are a lot of watches, warnings, advisories in place, and keep in mind this will likely change throughout the day, especially with the watches that are in place right now. Now, we'll start with the warnings first. Blizzard warning in southwest Nebraska around the McCook to Dundee, Hitchcock County areas there into eastern Colorado, northwest Kansas. And again, it may not take a lot of snow, maybe only 1 to 3, 4 inches of snowfall, but it would be a blinding snow with the wind gusts up around 60 miles per hour. High wind warnings in place just east of that, not expecting the snow to make as much of an impact there, but the winds will still be very strong. Winter storm watches out around Ogallala, Imperial, Hayes Center area, Grant area, where we're going to be looking at that eventually change over to either a winter storm warning or maybe even a blizzard warning out there, depending on how the winds affect the snow and how much snow they'll be talking about. Farther east, a high wind watch in place for most of the gold shaded areas, so most of us under that probably going to be eventually changed over to a high wind warning. We're looking at wind gusts as high as 50 to 60 miles per hour during the peak time, probably tomorrow afternoon. And those winds are even going to hold tough into tomorrow evening, kind of staying blustery tomorrow night, and then pick back up a little bit for your day on Thursday. Severe weather threat not as high as what it was looking yesterday. We have the marginal risk shifted to the east now for eastern Nebraska, with a slight risk outside of our viewing area. Enhanced risk is way outside of our viewing area over into Missouri and parts of Iowa. As for future snow, models are still all over the place, and again, I mentioned kind of the factors on how that would kind of determine how much snow we get. So I'm kind of going with the general 1 to 3 inches right now in the western part of the state. Somebody's likely going to get higher amounts because a heavier band's likely going to set up, especially if we see thunder snow. So this may be too low. There are other models that are going higher, even in the central Nebraska, going a little bit higher. But I'm thinking kind of focusing on the western parts of the viewing area for the best chance of accumulating snowfall. But again, keep in mind this is not set in stone by any means, and we could certainly see higher totals. Temperature-wise for today, we work our way up into the 50s and 60s. Tonight, we fall back into the 30s and 40s, but look at southeast Nebraska, a surge of warmer air out ahead of the system. In fact, they'll see kind of a warm start to the day, but then cool off in the far southeast corner of the state. Meanwhile, that cooler air working in for the rest of us, 30s and maybe some 40s towards the end of the day out towards the west, if that sun can help warm things up here towards the end of your day. And we have football games tonight. Thank goodness they're today and tonight, not tomorrow night. An afternoon game, late afternoon kickoff between Burwell and Amherst at 5 o'clock, 55 degrees to start, 47 at the end of the game. Up in Antelope County, a 7 o'clock kickoff between Clearwater Orchard, Elgin Pope John. We'll have temperatures in the upper 40s. Not too bad out there. And last game there in Class D2 between Chambers Wheeler Central and Anselmo Myrna. 5 o'clock kickoff there in Custer County. We'll see temperatures in the upper 40s and lower 50s. Now to your extended forecast. Again, today quiet. Tomorrow is the mess. I've talked a lot about it already. After that, a little windy on Thursday, but return to sunshine, a little cool out there, a little cool again on Friday, but then nice weekend ahead of us for Saturday and Sunday before our next chance of rain, and slightly cooler air comes in by next Monday. So again, the big focus is Wednesday. Of course, you look at that 7-day forecast, it's pretty obvious to tell. If you have any plans, Veterans Day parades, things like that, I'm guessing parades are likely going to be canceled across much of the area, but you just be careful, especially where that snow is falling, because it will be flying and it will be tough to see. So there is your forecast for today. Until next time, I'm meteorologist Travis Klineski. Hope you have a great Tuesday.